Welcome to the Health on Track podcast. Let's talk well-being.
Welcome to the Health on Track podcast, offering you a shot of wellness. I'm Yasmin, and I'm the Member Engagement and Communications Manager at GIG Gulf Insurance. Today, we're going to be talking about fad diets, what is considered to be a fad diet and why they're dangerous to follow. And most importantly, what's the right or healthy lifestyle to follow. I'm here today with Sara Abdallah, Senior Dietitian at Healthy Bowl Nutrition Center, with 10 years of experience in the field of nutrition. Sara has dedicated her career to helping hundreds of individuals achieve their health goals and transform their lifestyles. Nutrition is her passion, and Sara is committed to continuing this rewarding journey. Welcome to our podcast, Sara.
Thank you, Ms. Yasmin. I'm happy to be here, and I thank GIG for this opportunity to raise awareness among the community.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So let's just give a brief explanation of what is a fad diet.
Okay, so a fad diet is the first thing you comes to your mind is like it's trendy, right? It's a trendy diet that promises like extreme weight loss, and it's always like marketed by the influencers and the social media, and it doesn't have a good background of scientific proof that they are healthy.
Okay, so what's so dangerous about them?
Usually fad diets, it's elimination of one or two groups of the major groups, like of food groups. So the food groups are three. So it's proteins, fats, and carbs. It has to be elimination one of these, or focus on one single ingredient, and basically the quick weight loss and realistic results like 5 kg a week or something like that. And it's always marketed by influencers, not by healthcare professionals.
Yeah, I think there was a time when there was the banana diet that was very popular. Everybody was like, just eat bananas, nothing else.
True. And like the cabbage soup diet.
Ah, yes.
You just eat cabbage soup throughout the day, and then you will lose 10 kg or something like that. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't actually understand the cabbage soup diet. I mean, like, that's a lot of bloating. Yani, a lot of cabbage causes a lot of bloating.
Exactly. And it's like, it's unbalanced meal. You don't get all the nutrients that your body needs. So yeah, it's basically it.
So even though they work so quickly and, you get a fast result of weight loss, why are they dangerous?
First of all, it's a temporary result. So you do lose weight, but then you gain it back again, which is called yo-yo dieting. Yo-yo dieting is where like you gain weight and lose weight, gain weight, lose weight, and so on. You'll be losing a lot of muscles throughout this journey, and you will be missing a lot of good nutrients, and it's unbalanced meal. You won't get all the vitamins, minerals, fibers that your body needs.
Yeah, but most of these diets, they're not actually easy to follow, but you find that they're very appealing to people. Why do you think that is?
Because the desperation of weight loss, and people usually they are impatient. They want quick results. They don't care about if it's healthy or not. They just want to follow it, and they want the quick results, and which in turn will turn into vitamin deficiencies, sometimes dehydration, which can cause hair loss, skin problems, and so on. Like, keep on.
Yeah, I know. I was actually just having a conversation with a friend, and they're saying that they have a wedding in like a month from now, so they want to lose all this weight to look good for the pictures. But so I think that's when people are usually desperate to go on the fad diets.
Yeah, true. Especially when they have, as you said, any occasion, they want to shred it fast, but they don't know they will look maybe pale and they will look as sick, because it's not healthy at all.
So what are some of the effects of fad diets on the body, like long-term and short-term?
Well, first of all, low energy. You'll feel fatigue and tired all the time. It might cause some hormonal imbalances, vitamin deficiencies for the long term, and it's very stressful to follow. especially if you are on the go, always outside. It's hard to find
Cabbage soup. You can't find cabbage soup
cabbage
everywhere.
soup anywhere at any restaurant. Like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
hard. You have to prepare ahead, so it will cause you more stress.
What are some of the most popular fad diets right now?
The most popular right now is carnivore diet. Before it was to be used to be keto diet
Yeah.
and some cleanse diet, the detox, the intermittent fasting. All of these are fad diets.
Really? Intermittent fasting too?
Yes.
Why?
Because people are using it in a wrong way. As I said before, they are getting the advice from influencers, from celebrities, not as from like a professional health care provider or a dietitian. So basically, some people will be fasting and eating only 4 hours a day
Oh.
and fast the whole day. So it's like having one meal a day, which is can cause your metabolism to be very slow, and you will feel also the low energy, fatigue, and all of that.
I thought intermittent fasting is supposed to help with metabolism, but maybe when you do it in the correct way, then this is when it helps?
Yes,
Or is that a myth, Aslan, and it doesn't help?
actually, intermittent fasting is not for everyone, and it should be done very professionally. And the hours, the timings of the meals, and make sure the meals that you're having is balanced meals, because people think that they can have whatever they want in this 4 hours or 6 hours time and fast throughout the whole day, and they will be losing weight. And that's a myth, of course, because whatever you're taking, the calories in is gonna be more than the calories out. During fasting, everything you've been eating, it will be stored in your body because your body is starving, so it will be storing for like survival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the correct number of hours to fast in intermittent fast? I asked because I was a big fan of intermittent fasting, actually. So you surprised me when you said that it's a fad diet.
For intermittent fasting, it's not for everyone. Those who have low metabolism, they can't do intermittent fasting. First of all. Second, it could be 8 hours or 9 hours eating time and 16 hours of fasting. During fasting, you can have some water, like herbal teas, black coffee. During eating times, you can have like 3 meals, like 3 balanced meals and like a healthy snack. Make sure you have enough protein, fibers, carbs, and healthy fats.
Okay, so going back to the popular fad diets right now, you mentioned the carnivore diet. Is that like just eating protein?
Not necessarily only protein, but it's focused more on animal products. Like you can't
Eggs,
eat
milk, butter, and like
yes,
chickens, meats.
exactly.
Okay.
You can't eat anything from vegetables.
Can't eat?
Yes, with carnivore
That's
diet.
depressing.
Exactly. You can't eat salads. You can't eat bread.
Fruits, you can't eat.
Yeah, anything that is plant source, you can't have. You just have strictly animal products, and this diet does not have any fibers. You're not getting fibers. You're not getting the enough vitamins, because mostly vitamins, minerals, and fibers comes from the
Fruits
plant
and
and
vegetables.
Yes.
I wonder if chocolate is okay in the carnivore diet. I mean, technically it's made of, I don't know what, honestly.
Cocoa, yeah.
Yeah, but like that's the natural chocolate. What about the processed chocolate? There's always like a lot of butter and milk in there. Can that be considered something healthy to eat during the carnivore diet?
Definitely no. Like, because you just be eating chicken, meat. That's what you have to eat. But when it comes to chocolate, you can't have.
Yeah, it's a very weird diet. It's
very depressing.
yes, it really is.
Yeah.
It's like, what are we? Animals. Animals eating animals.
Exactly.
Okay. So from your experience as a nutritionist, do you find it challenging to convince clients to let go of the fad diets and like follow a more balanced lifestyle?
Yes, it is challenging. I try my best to convince them not to do and not to go that way, and I'll tell them what's the consequences that can happen. Some of them, they get like okay and they will not do it, but most of them, they say, we don't care, we want to do keto diet. So yeah, what to do?
Yeah.
Because they are so focused on what they see in the social media. They see the before and after pictures. They get affected by that, and they are impatient. They want the quick results. So that's why they always go with the fat diet.
Yeah. So what is your advice to them? Like what's the proper nutrition lifestyle that they should be following?
First of all, they need to consult a healthcare provider. They need to consult a dietitian first, because as a dietitians, what we do, we first make a nutritional consultation where we take the medical history of the patient, and then we decide which the best approach they can follow. They need to take advice from dietitians and not get any advice from the internet or like what's trending in TikTok.
Yeah.
So the balanced meal should have all food groups, as I mentioned before, like carbs, proteins, and healthy fats, plus to make sure like that you're having enough fibers in the day. That's the well-balanced meal.
Yeah. I think also like maybe some people can be gaining weight or not losing weight due to some other health issues. So if people have like thyroid problems or vitamin D deficiencies or PCOS, like any other troubles that can be causing their weight gain. So even though they're eating a pretty normal balanced diet, but they're not able to lose the weight due to something else. So I think they need to also consult with the healthcare provider just to first eliminate all other sources before like saying, okay, then I need to follow a diet.
Yeah, exactly what you said. Like, there's no better way to say it. That's very common, PCOS. Stress. Stress is number one. What I face with my clients, the stress factor is the number one cause of weight gain and emotional eating. So emotional eating, people would be eating for the comfort. You know, they go with the comfort food. They had a stressful day. They go back home and then eat a big, nice, fatty meal. Yes, to feel the comfort. So, as a role of like dietitians, they need to diagnose where the problem is, as you said, and then have the best approach. There is an approach for anything, for emotional eating, for any medical case like PCOS or low metabolism. That we have a solution for everything. So we track the problem, we put the solution, and then we go do the diets. Diets come the third.
It's the last step.
Last step, yes.
No, I think it's very good that you're highlighting this because like many people think like, no, I have PCOS or I have a thyroid problem or something, then like diets are not going to work for me, or there's no solution than to go on something very extreme or maybe takes like some medication or something.
Yes, that's why we need to educate people. To first of all, annually they need to do a blood test to check if everything is okay. The hormones, the thyroid, the HbA1c, which is the sugar level, because some people will be having insulin resistance. That's also one of the causes. And check about their lifestyle, how many hours they're working, if they're sleeping enough. This all give us a clear picture of what the problem is. Then we go for the best approach for each year. It should be individualized. That's what I want to say. Personalized, like what works for you doesn't work for someone else. So you can't take something from the internet and be using it for all the people. So, yes.
Yeah. I want to go back to keto diet because you mentioned it as a fad diet, and I think now like it's one of those diets that is still there. It became a trend and it's still there for like years now. It's not like the banana or the cabbage soup where it was there temporarily and then it went away. Keto diet is still here. Many people follow it, but I think there are a lot of dangers with it, and maybe not everyone is doing it correctly. So can you maybe tell us more about that?
Okay, so basically, keto diet focuses about 80% of your diet should be fats. You should be eating only fats, some protein, and zero carbs, almost zero carbs. Even the vegetables you can't have, there is a specific vegetables that you are allowed to have.
Carrots, you can't have carrots and corn
Potatoes, yeah,
and
corn.
yeah.
You're only allowed to have like green leafy vegetables, but that should not exceed the amount of carbs that you can have in a day. So what happens if someone, for example, with high cholesterol level have that diet? It will cause the cholesterol to be even get worse. So in the long term, for those who are healthy, they will develop having a high lipid profile, which is high cholesterol, high triglycerides in their bloodstream.
That's actually what happened to a colleague of mine. She was borderline, like her cholesterol was borderline.
Yeah.
And she went on keto, and now her cholesterol is like sky high. Yeah. So that's why I wanted to highlight this, because a lot of people think like, okay, what's the harm? You're eating mostly like the good vegetables, leafy greens, as you mentioned. So even things like potatoes that are high in starch, you're not eating them. So a lot of people think that, keto is the way to go. It's the best diet you can do.
Yeah.
But maybe people don't understand it correctly. This is why I wanted to highlight.
It does make you lose weight, right?
Yeah.
But the moment you stop keto diet, what will happen? You'll be eating normally. You start to eat carbs. Immediately, you will gain probably like 3 to 4 kilo in the first week, because your body is craving and starving for that carbs, the fuel of the body. So the moment you're just taking carbs, it will increase your weight again.
But isn't keto about you're giving your body a different source of energy? So instead of carbs, you're giving it fat?
Yes.
Something like that?
Yeah, it's called ketogenesis, where your high intake of fats will make you lose the fat. Like your body will understand, we have enough fat, so let's burn the fat. It will actually burn the fat, but it's not healthy. You're giving your body the extreme fat, the
like high amounts of fats,
exactly,
which we're actually trying to burn. So
So what happens, like this fat is not only stored in our body where you can see it. It's also will be
the arteries,
blocking in your arteries and so on. Yes.
Thank you for clarifying that. What would be your advice to someone who is considering going on a fat diet? Don't.
That's a good question. Do your research. Check if this diet is scientifically approved, that it's something good. Second thing, consult a dietitian. There are so many dietitians there, and they are part of the community. They're trying to raise awareness. They have social medias. Just go on, drop them a message. They will be happy to advise you. Don't go with the trendy influencers, social media thing, because it's promise you something, but it's not scientifically approved. You don't know if it's healthy or not, so just try to avoid taking advice from non-professional.
Okay. And what are some of the myths or misconceptions about nutrition or about dieting in general that you would like to clarify?
Okay. That's a nice question, actually. First thing that comes in my mind, no carbs, zero carbs.
Yeah.
I have a lot of, I can't even name a number. Probably basically, daily, I get a client who will tell me, I don't want carbs, zero carbs. And I tell them, yes, it will work. It will make you lose weight, but you will not have energy, because the main source of energy is carbs. So you don't have that fuel to make you go on your way, to work properly, to have a better performance in your daily life. So yeah, that's a big myth. You should be eating carbs. You can eat anything actually, but it's just the right amount. So that I would just say one thing. Remember when there was a food pyramid?
Yeah.
back in the days.
Yes.
Now we don't use that anymore. We use the my plate method, which is the standard size of a plate. You divide it into 3 sections. So one half can be the salad,
Vegetables. Or,
quarter of your plate is the carbs, and quarter of your plate is the protein. If you eat this way, you make sure that you had enough of everything and not exceeding the specific amount.
Okay. Anything else you would like to advise people? Like maybe other than the way that they eat, do you find that there are other factors in their life, like you mentioned, stress, other things that can be affecting their eating habits?
Yeah, like mental health. People should know that we go through a lot of stress. We go through a lot of things in our lives. We need to address that in a way that we should release that stress. My release of stress is boxing. I go in a boxing class. I think about all of my problems, and then I let it go there.
Put a face, imagine someone's face on the sandbag, and just go.
Go for it. Try it, believe me, you will feel like
No, I believe you.
Yeah,
I tried it. It's amazing.
So good. Yeah, exercise is the best thing for like your mental health, your overall health. I would say also don't believe anything you read on the internet.
All right. Thank you. You've summed it up in a pretty nice, simple way for people to understand.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. You've been very helpful in this episode.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate your hard work into raising awareness throughout the community, and I'm happy to be part of this course. Yes. So
thank you so much. To everyone listening, hopefully now you know what to do and what to stay away from when it comes to eating and dieting. Just to remind you, we're available on YouTube, video and music, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anghami, and Amazon Music. Stay well and keep thriving.